Welcome you legends back to another video, and today we're doing a career mode save with Greuther Furth. Greuther Furth are one of the best teams in early German football, winning 3 titles before 1929. However, since then they've struggled to get any silverware, and we are going to change that. We are doing this rebuild based off the fact that one of you legends left this comment. So the task is simple: Bundesliga, Champions League, and bring back Selves and Leveling on the journey. So here is the team that we've inherited, and it's decent in some areas and not so in others. So a lot to do, a lot to work on, but we have some nice talents. So FÜRTH, Consbruck, Massimo, Asta, they will grow a little bit, maybe into the mid-70s, which is really nice. Quashi is good, but maybe a little bit worse off than what we'd want right now in terms of talent. So there's a long way to go with this team, and a transfer window will be pivotal. And so these are the 2 players we're tasked with signing. Selves is out on loan, so he's not going to be available for a season anyway, and Leveling is just far too good right now. So there's a lot to do. These are players we're going to look to pick up as we reach the Bundesliga, but for now, we'll just keep them on the short list. Now, our initial budget is 4.6 million. We've got some players to sell, so we're gonna have a lot of money to go and spend on some talents to really improve this team. And so we jump into the transfer window to form our team and hopefully make a team that, 1, can keep us in Bundesliga 2 and maybe even make a push for the Bundesliga. So we sold star player Greuther, 31 years old, 2.2 million for the Swede. Çalhanoğlu, 2 million for the young left back. Gieselman has gone out for 1 million at 32 years of age. He just wasn't useful to us. And Young, 1 million for the centre back at 30 years old. We have better options right now. Then we had some loans. So Quashi went out to Eyüpspor. Mohamdi went out to Bodrumspor. Schulze went out to Allianzspor. Kasper went out to Fleetwood. Prufrock went to Salford. And Pfaffenrod went to Reggiana. And so that just leaves us with the 4 additions coming in to strengthen our side. So Sanabria comes in for 1.5 million in the holding mid-roll. Vargas will play next to him at 1.6 million the Mexican has cost. Ravic has come in for 1.8 million to plug the defense. And Bahoya, our star signing, has come in from Frankfurt, 2.8 million for the Frenchman. And so after a busy window, this is the team, and it's definitely worse off than what it needs to be to go up, I believe. So a big season of growth here. Hopefully they can activate some dynamic potential as well. Have a couple of seasons in Bundesliga 2 is how I see it right now, and then jump into the Bundesliga with a much more solid and strengthened side. And so this is the table at the halfway stage. We're in 9th, we're mid-table, 13 points from 9 games. Pretty happy with that. We're quite a far distance from Schalke, Darmstadt and those right at the top of the table, and we're not so far away from the relegation spot, so we want to try and pick up a few more points, really grow into the season, and just ensure we're up there by the end of the year. Now, in this season we were knocked out of the DFB Pokal by Leverkusen. Also with this season, the Ballon d'Or goes to Haaland, as it always does in the first season. It always goes to the Norwegian. But very nice. A big win for Erling. Something hopefully we can get one of our players to win by the end of this save. And we're here in the same position really. 9th in the table with 22 points. We're nowhere near going up for promotion playoffs and things like that. So those are off the table this season. And going down to the bottom, we're there at 14 points. So we're starting to pull away from them. So it's going to look like a really solid season at mid-table. Looking to just get some of our star players to go up just to 71, 70, things like that. Really strengthen our team. And then by next season, we can really make a push for the top of the table. Our current best performer in the first half of the season is Noel FÜRTH, 9 goals so far in 17 games. Isn't bad. He's improving as well, but it's a little bit way off from the top scorer, Mitchell, with 14 goals already, which is incredible. Now, we've had 4 players recalled from their loans in the first half of the season, so we're going to have to pull back some loanees if we can, to basically make sure we have enough players to field the season. So we've recalled Prufrock first. We're also calling back Pop this season, and I will leave him out on loan, but I may have to recall Joshua Quashi if it comes to it. But for now, he stays in the Turkish league. Now, after January's done, we've recalled some players, just made sure that we have enough players to field and everything like that. This is the team. Nothing's changed with really these bench players or the starting lineup. This is how we are. Players are, however, improving. We've got a few 70s in the team now, 68 in the 10 and a striker role. we're really starting to see some progression. So hopefully we can get a few players over that 70 mark again before the end of the season, so we're really ready to go next year. And so we skipped on into the season and we've done even worse in the second half of the year. We finished 11th. It's still good. It's still around that mid-table area, but it is not in the top half of the table, which would have been great to see. That means there is a lot of work to do next season. There's going to be a few signings coming in, of course, but we need to make sure that we're progressing so we can reach the Bundesliga, hopefully by next season, because I don't want to be stuck in the second tier for too long. Now, FÜRTH did come out as our top scorer. 14 for the season isn't too bad. A really good year for our young striker. I'm hoping he improves a little bit into next season, maybe some dynamic potential in there, but some way off the top. I mean, Sila scoring 24 for Schalke, an absolutely dominating year. Our top assister was Sanabria from holding midfield, 5 for the new Uruguayan centre mid. I don't mind that at all. That's a pretty good season. Hopefully again activate some dynamic potential for us. And our goalkeeper, who was only on loan this season, so we won't see him back next year, picked up 4 clean sheets. It's not bad at all. It's a decent outcome, but we want someone that's going to take us all the way to that golden glove or that area, because there's a lot of players to challenge up there, like Karius and Hoyer Fernandez. And so this is how our team performed. FÜRTH really did have a decent year with over 20 contributions, but Hoyer with 10 off the left isn't bad. Massimo with 9 contributions off the right. Green was really good off the bench, 7 goals and 1 assist, beating Consbrook in theory based on the goal scoring form. Very good season, a lot still to work on, but we're really going to get into the thick of it next year. Another transfer window, really grow the squad and see what we can do. But looking at the competitions, I mean, Schalke won the league 7 clear. They really dominated this season. Bayern Munich beat Hoffenheim 4-3 to win the DFB Pokal. Holstein Kiel will be in the league with us next year. Köln have beaten them and will spend the year in the Bundesliga. Preußen Münster are staying in the league. They've beaten Ingolstadt and will stay in Bundesliga 2. Liverpool have beat City to win the Champions League. Galatasaray have beaten OGC Nice to win the Europa League. And Chelsea have beaten Copenhagen to win the Conference League. And so that sees the end of season 1. A pretty good season, stabilised ourselves, got some young talent, the ability to grow, but we need to be looking at the top of the table this year, looking for those playoff places at least to really go for it. Let's jump into season 2 and see what we can do. And so we jumped straight into season 2's transfer window. A few sales, nothing crazy, but we got rid of Klaus for 570k at 33 years of age. He's just not that anymore. Pfaffenrott has gone out for 600k. We were just never going to use him. Grüfrock has gone out for 300k, as well as Kasper, our young striker. He's also left for 300,000. We also loaned out Kwashi again. He's gone to Almeria for the season, and also Mahamdi has gone to Pisa, so they'll continue their development elsewhere. And then we brought in 3 new signings. One goes into the starting lineup, a new goalkeeper, Randall Rodriguez, for 2.4 million, will strengthen us massively at the back. And then we brought in 2 substitution options. So Rubezic has come in for 1 million as our rotational centre back, and Gattemeyer has come in for 1 million as well. So this is the squad, and it's really coming together. I mean, most of the players are now 70 rated, 7 of the 11 in the starting lineup, close for 3 of them at 69 rated. So we're really going to start showing ourselves as a Bundesliga 2 team, and by the end of the season look a lot more like a Bundesliga outfit, hopefully. And here we are, 9 games in, and I have to be honest, I had to check we didn't somehow get promoted last year. We're in 16th. 7 points from the first 9 games, 6 losses as well. This is quite possibly one of the worst starts to a season we've had in one of these rebuilds. This is going to be a real tough one. We are going to have to really go at it if we want to get something from this season. Hansa Rostock have knocked us out of the DFB Pokal. This is only the 2nd round, so this is a really bad start to our season. Both competitions are going terribly. And like clockwork, Vinny wins the 2nd season Ballon d'Or. It always works this way. Haaland first, Vinny second. And this probably sparks another Vinny domination. He just continues to win it usually. I guess we'll see. And so at the halfway stage, this is painful. We've come out of the relegation playoffs just. we're sitting in 14th. Like, is the form ever going to kick in? We've got better than we were last year. We've improved our team. How are we this far down the table? This is an absolute nightmare. And to be fair to Bahoya, he is holding us up. 8 goals off the left mid is incredible, but I can see one of the reasons we're struggling. FÜRTH, our striker, our leading man, is not scoring. He's not even on the top 25 top scorers this season. And we've done nothing in January, so this is the team. There is improvement. I mean, we've got some 72s in the team now, 70s, 71s. Now we've just got 3 players waiting to hit that 70 mark in the starting lineup. We are there or thereabouts, but I just can't understand why it's just not working. Why are the team not gelling right now? Right, we're back. We've had a stinker. I mean, we had a better second half of the year, and hopefully that bodes well for next season. But we're spending a 3rd season in Bundesliga 2. That feels so frustrating. It's unreal. I really thought we'd be out the league by now, and in complete comparison to that, we're nowhere near being out of the league. I mean, to get in the playoffs, we needed another 13 points at least. Top clear by a mile. This has been an absolutely diabolical season, and I just want to forget about it. So to summarize the season, Bahoya, 11 goals this season, enough to see him 6th in the table. Not bad, but we need more goals than that for sure. Our top assisters were Vargas and Bahoya, so really good output from the Frenchman, by the way. But 4 assists sees them in 22nd and 23rd, so struggled for goals this season. And Randall Rodriguez has seen an improvement. 7 clean sheets is better than the 4 we had last year, so there are improvements there, but still a long way to go if we want to get promoted to the Bundesliga. And so this is how the team looks. I mean, it's okay. Bahoya being the best with 12 and 5, I would really hope that someone is far and above that, but right now it's not happening. Maybe if we do make a charge in the Bundesliga 2 campaign, someone will do that for us. We need someone to step up. Big transfer window next season. We're really going to have to get into this if we're going to sort this and improve ourselves next season. And the final part of this campaign is to recap the winners of the competition. So Leverkusen win on penalties to win the DFB Pokal. Hanover win the relegation playoffs, so it'll be Köln that'll be in the league with us next season. That's going to be a really strong opponent. Karlsruhe win the relegation playoffs, so they'll be staying in our league this season. Bayern Munich win the UEFA Champions League, a big German win. That's a brilliant result against PSG. Man City sadly beat Dortmund 2-1 to win the UEFA Europa League, and Nice beat Besiktas in the final to win the Conference League. And so that ends what I am going to deem as my most disappointing season in any of my rebuild videos yet. That was really painful, really tough to experience. It just felt like we were consistently underperforming. There is a lot to do next season. I'm going to be really on top of it, checking formations, tactics, new players, whatever it takes to sort this problem out. Let's jump into season 3 though and see what we can do. Now, if you're new here or haven't yet subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button, drop a like and hit the notification bell if you want to stay posted. It really helps the channel to grow. We're on that journey to 500 subscribers. And so moving into season 3, we have another exciting window. So Green does leave. He's now 31 years of age. The American goes for 1.5 million. And Sabeni has gone out for 750k. We also loaned out Mohamdi to Genoa this season and Kwashi out to Stade Reims. So they've continued their progression elsewhere, and then we've brought in 3 big players. So these are all going onto the bench and strengthening our rotation. So Niemec has come in for 2.6 million from Nuremberg. Quapo, the Spanish winger, has come in for 1.8 million this season, and Cooper, the Welshman from Swansea, has come in for 1.4 million to offer us rotation as a number 10. There was one more move, so Swallow came in for a trade deal. It was 145k plus Luca Ita, and we pick up Pierre Agnolo to come in as our rotational left back. So pretty much the same player, just a little bit younger, but I think he has a little bit less of a ceiling. So I don't mind too much. He'll definitely fit the bill for what we need as our backup left back. And so after that, the squad looks like this. We've moved the formation to try and be a bit more attacking, get a few more goals. Bahoya and Massimo have definitely benefited from that. One change you'll see here is Bantse is currently in the holding mid role. We've got a bit of a big injury to Vargas, so he's stepped in for now. But this is the team. The bench looks so much better. We look really good with the players we've got in the starting lineup right now. Surely now we must be good enough to go at least challenge at the top of Bundesliga 2. And at the 10-game mark, it is paying off. We're currently in 5th, so much better than the last 2 seasons. We're really starting to click. We're just 5 points off top, just 1 point off the playoffs. Anything like that is great if we're looking at promotion this season. We're going to jump into the rest of this season though, see what happens along the way, but very happy so far. Now it's sad to report that once again it's the second round of the DFB Pokal that is our enemy. Wolfsburg beat us. With an opponent like this we're always going to lose, but we just can't seem to beat that second round. We've been out in it every single time. As expected, Vinicius Jr. has continued his world dominance. 2026 Ballon d'Or goes to him. That's back-to-back trophies. That's an incredible feat. So here we are. We're just over the halfway stage. 18 of the 34 gone. And we've got 32 points, which leaves us in second. Now that is automatic promotion. So finally things are starting to click. And by looking at the team, you can start to see why. A lot more players gluing, more goals in the team. Very happy with this. However, we are no match for Hamburg. 10 points clear already. They are a machine right now. I mean, you can see it from the top scorers. FÜRTH is finally having that year. He looked pretty decent in the first season, but really dropped off last year. But now he's starting to pick up goals and looking like a machine. Really impressive. Now let's jump into the second half of the season and hopefully continue this form. Now there was just one move this January. We had a player we can get out in the summer. So Nemanja Motika goes out for 870k. He goes to Karlsruhe, one of the teams in our division. 65 rated, he just wasn't getting game time. So hopefully he can kick on there. And so this is the team after the January window. Everyone is really growing. I mean, the bench looks so much stronger. The team looks incredible. Bahoya was our first 75 rated player. Rodriguez follows not far behind. Really impressive defense. Really starting to come together as a group. I think if you can get them guys to like 75 each, we're good for the Bundesliga there. The midfield looks a little bit weak. Maybe need to bolster that a bit. But the front line is starting to come together as well. Let's jump into the second half of the season and see what we can do. We've got an exciting one ahead. And so with everything done, we jump into the season. And it isn't perfect, but we finished third, which gives us a playoff game versus, I want to show you here, St. Pauli. If we can beat them, we find ourselves with a place in the Bundesliga next season. And thank you to Greuther Furth, who has pushed us here. 17 goals for him. We also picked up 11 with Massimo and Bahoya. Finally, moving to that 3 up front has definitely paid off. Konsbrück was our best assister with 4, finishing 20th in the season, but really we need to be looking at a more creative 10 next year if we're going to go and stay in the Bundesliga, but still done the work to get us here. And then Randall Rodriguez comes second in the clean sheet record, 13 for the season, just 3 behind Petroli, who was the Golden Glove winner. But either way, what a season. He's done so well and now gives us a chance to get into the Bundesliga. And then looking here, a few more goals for those front players. Finally, players have started to click into gear. I think moving into wingers was a big part of it. Really, really good season. Very happy. Looking at the assists as well. Bahoya just dominating. Incredible season though. So happy that some of these players have really started to show their qualities. Just 2 games separates us from being in that top division or suffering and rotting in this league once again. So here we are in the second leg. It's 1-1 after the first game, so it really does all come down to this. There's no away goals, there's no rules like that. It's a straight out win, loss, or penalties. I don't know if there's extra time or not, but I guess we'll find out. Right then, let's get into them. This is gonna get tasty. I can't wait to see what we can do. The Bundesliga is just 90 minutes away. Strong down this left-hand side. Into Konsbrück. Back to FÜRTH, who sips it across. It's an own goal! Sioane does terribly and just slots into the top corner in 5 minutes. You take that. What a start. That should never have ended up in their goal, but here we are. The star man this season, I would say. Here he goes again. Just dribbling nicely. Clips it over. Can he get it off? Massimo hits the post. tackle or intercepted at least by Vargas, who finds it into Massimo, who can find FÜRTH KO. It's a good header, but it's just wide. Serwana enters to Wagala. Consbrook wins. Can't win the second. Sone sends it back to Vol. Good win. Finds FÜRTH KO. Should be putting that home. Header 1. Vargas. Consbrook. Massimo goes for that ball in. FÜRTH KO goes for the overhead. And Martinez can't carry. Here's Consbrook the other way. He wants an early one. He hits the crossbar in the last few minutes. That is it. It's just 1 minute to go. Then we'll see the end of it. Asta stops. It's a free kick. One last chance for Sao Pauli to get back into this. Osorio whips it in. It comes to Dietz, who gets it clear. But Irving picks it up. FÜRTH KO gets there. It's back to him. Treu. Tackle. That will see the end of it. We are a Bundesliga team. Finally, after 3 seasons in charge. And now we can finally take that step up. A 1-0 win via an early own goal. A poor own goal will see us in the top tier of German football. And so all that leaves us to do is recap the competition. So Leverkusen won the DFB Pokal, winning 2-1 versus Bayern. Real Madrid beat Bayern Munich 2-1 to win the Champions League. Bologna beat Spurs 1-0 to win the Europa League. And Villarreal win on penalties to beat Wolfsburg in the Conference League. And so there we are, the end of Season 3. An eventful 3 seasons stuck down here in the second Bundesliga. But finally we get to go and test ourselves against the big boys. Let's step into Season 4 and see what we can do. I am very excited for this. So we are now in the Bundesliga. We have now moved up, and now we can go and attack the market. We're going to have to get rid of a few players to make space, but there's some big deals coming in. So Consbrook does leave for 5 million. Our number 10, he always struggled to really be there with the goals and assists. So sadly, we've had to get rid of him. He's gone to Coventry. Rubezic has gone out after a couple of seasons for £2 million. Mikowski has gone out to LAFC, £1.3 million for the Polish defender. And Meyerhofer, our 31-year-old right back, has left for £1 million. We've also loaned out Obed Vargas. He had an injury last season. It's definitely held back his progression. He hasn't been now at the level where I think he should be for this league. So we're going to let him go out, get some game time. He'll go to Ipswich for the season. And then we've brought in 3 new players. So Jensen Abu comes in and replaces Rubezic, 1.6 million for the Danish defender. Haag comes in. He's a bit older at 27 years of age, but a more solid midfielder, so he'll hold the role there until Vargas progresses and go past him. So that's 2.7 million for the Frenchman. And then finally we have completed the first player objective of bringing back Sieb and Leveling. Leveling has come in for 15 million pounds from Stuttgart. Will come in on our right wing, 80 rated currently, but as you can see here, if we convert him to a right winger, which is what we're going to do, he becomes 81 rated, which is incredible, for 15 million. And so the team looks like this. We've moved some things around. Massimo out to the left, Bahoya into the 10, and Leveling out to that right side. Really a lot stronger now. Good to have Haag in the midfield just to strengthen us whilst Vargas goes and gets some progression going on. Means we should be able to hold ourselves in a strong position in Bundesliga this season. And lovely to see that the defence and goalkeeper are coming along as well. We are so close. I feel like we're right there. I think we'll be good to stay in the league this year. We just need a little few things to go our way. So here we are, early doors in 12th. I mean, we're 3 points away from the relegation playoffs, 6 from automatic relegation. So good and bad. It's early though. It's early. There's a lot that can happen in the next few weeks, and by the time we reach the halfway stage and even further past that. But for now, happy with the start. Picking up 3 wins early on, that will do me. We're going to jump forward though, see what else we can do. But really happy with this progression in the top tier of Germany. Surprise, surprise, we're out of the DFB Pokal in the second round again. This just continues to be a trend. I wonder if we'll ever get past this level. This is ridiculous. Water is where Vinicius Jr. wins the 2027 Ballon d'Or. I mean, will someone else please get a go at this? So here we are at the halfway stage, and 20 points in the first 17 games is fine by me. We are peeling away from Werder Bremen, Mainz and whatnot. That is really good to see. We want to keep this momentum, hopefully stay in this sort of area. Anything higher than this would be brilliant as well. But as I said, really this season, let's just avoid relegation. That will make me extremely happy. And FÜRTH was doing it. One of the reasons we're up here, 9 goals for him. Really impressive, and a massive reason as to why we're doing so well this season. And so here is the team, and it's looking really good. A strong outfit, growing together. A lot of young players still in their progression phase. Hopefully we can bring Vargas back next season as well. This looks fantastic, but we've got to fight now for the Bundesliga survival at least. Anything else doesn't really matter, but let's just stay up this season. Let's jump into it and see what we can do. And so here we are at the end of the year. 13th is fine by me. It's sad that we're up in the 11th and things like that, and we've dropped off a little bit, but it's literally a point or two here or there. But really good season, comfortably really away from relegation, which is always what we wanted. And I suppose we gave our players a lot of time to grow in the second tier, so it makes a lot more sense. But here we are. We're going to jump into season 5 and see what we can do next year, but very happy with our first year in the Bundesliga. I mean, FÜRTH held his position at 16 goals is unbelievable. Very happy with that for a first season back in the Bundesliga. Really good campaign from the German striker. Our top assister was Giovanni Haag. Bringing him in has obviously worked out with 5 assists for the Frenchman. Definitely a way off from the top marks, which is 9 with Bouanga, Openda, etc. But still a good season for us. As long as we stay up, I'm happy. And Randall Rodriguez was obviously going to struggle a bit more with the goalkeeping and the clean sheet stages, but 4 in the first season is fine by me. I'm sure he'll grow a little bit more and start to really solidify himself as a top keeper in this year. And this is how the team looks all together. And I mean, FÜRTH really held us together. Massimo had a pretty good year. Leveling as well. I'd probably expect a bit more of Jamie Leveling, being an 81 rated £15 million signing. I'm really hoping he can do more next season, especially as 2 of those goals came in friendly matches. Let's see if he can do more next year, I suppose. Bahoya struggled with the central attacking mid. Maybe it's a case of putting him back to left wing and getting rid of Massimo. I don't know. We'll figure this out, but there's a lot of questions to be asked here. And so to recap the competition winners, Borussia Dortmund do win the Bundesliga this season, beating Bayern by 3 points. Leverkusen beat Leipzig 2-1 to win the DFB Pokal. Hamburger are going to be in the Bundesliga with us next season after beating Hertha Berlin 3-1 and 3-2 on aggregate. PSG beat Chelsea 2-0 to win the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal beat Napoli 4-2 to win the Europa League. And Villa beat Gladbach 4-1 to win the Conference League. And so there it is, the end of another season. Very happy to just solidify ourselves as a Bundesliga club. It sets a foundation, and now we can go and grow and really put the money into the team to make sure we start moving towards Europe. Let's jump into it though, see what we can do in season 5, because we are doing very well so far. So I don't know if you guys enjoy the transfer recaps in these seasons, so I'm either going to make you really happy or really upset, because we've got only 3 deals done and only 1 coming in, so it's a very small window, very much dictated by the £8 million budget we were offered. So Massimo has had to be sold. I did think we'd lost a bit with Bahoya being in the 10, so he's moved back out to the left, and we've brought in a new centre attacking mid in Babadi. 14 million for the Dutch centre attacking mid. He will sit behind FÜRTH for this season and really strengthen us. He's a young talent, has some potential, and I can't wait to see what he can do. The only player that's gone out is Muller. Basically, we got Vargas back, so he's gone out on loan because we didn't need him this season, so he's gone to Aruka for the season. And so this is the squad after a good transfer window. Things have changed. We've moved out Bahoya to the left, but Baddy comes in. Vargas returns with an incredible incredible rating boost. He came back to us 79 rated and has already grown twice this season, so he is really on a tear. John, Dietz, Asta all improving, Rodriguez as well. This team is really starting to look like something special. And so here we are, 9 games in. It's progress, but it's not progress. It's around where we were last season, floating around this mid-table section. But as long as we don't end up near those relegation spots again, we start to create that gap this season, I will see this as a success. I don't see us getting Europe this year. I still think there's probably another season to go until we get there, but I'll take any surprises if they come our way. And Lamine Yamal wins the Ballon d'Or. I'll take that. Something fresh, something new every time will be absolutely brilliant. So I'm glad we're seeing something a bit different than Vinicius and Haaland. Sadly, we got knocked out of the DFB Pokal again. 1-0 to Gladbach. We just cannot really get far in this competition, but it's not the second round. This is a massive win. And so we move to the midway stage, and to be honest, this is poor. 17 points only so far. I was expecting a bit more. We were at 10th at one point in the season. This is a bit of a drop off. We're not too far from that sort of area, but we need to be picking up results, at least be taking on those bottom teams and winning points against them. It isn't down to FÜRTH though. He's doing well, 10 goals already this season. Needs some more goals from the others, but for now, things just aren't clicking. Maybe we just need to find a bit of form in the second half of the year. Right, and we had a quiet January, nothing happening, so this is the team, and there's been improvement. We are really starting to look like a team. That's a few European players, Lavelling, Bahoya, Babadi, Vargas. They could probably cut it in Europe. Rodriguez in goal. But for some reason, we're struggling. So hopefully we can make it all click in the second half of the season. Grow a few of these players. We might have to make a few transfers here or there if we can get some money. But for now, pretty decent. We'll keep growing the team. We'll keep seeing how they can get on, and hopefully compete for Europe soon enough. And so we skip to the end of the year and we're finished sick. I don't know what happened in the second half of the year, but we went on a tear. We only lost 2 games. We picked up, yes, a few more draws, but we've done enough to get to 6th, which is Conference League football. It might be even more if the coefficient goes our way, but this is what it's about. I don't know what that start of season form was, but finally, it's turned around. I mean, a massive respect to Noel Foucault, who has just continuously got us goals. 22 this season, little bit of a way off the golden boot, 4 goals behind Bonnie. But that is impressive. This guy is really starting to run the show. Llewellyn and Foucault were incredible on the assist leaderboards as well. 6th and 8th. Really impressive, but with 7 assists, they were just 2 off the leader in Lautaro Martinez with 9. And no wonder we had an incredible season. Randall Rodriguez comes 2nd in the Golden Glove, finishing just behind Vicario. 11 clean sheets for the year. That's impressive. And so this is how the team looks. It is the front 4 that are doing the work. I'd like to see the wingers get a little bit more involved, just a few more contributions, but Llewellyn picked up a big 17 contributions, Bahoya with 14, 12 for Babadi, so it's not bad at all. They are really sharing it, but we need to see a bit more if we're going to go and make that big step into the Champions League. That is going to be key. Now, to go over the competition winners, this is a big one. Frankfurt win the Bundesliga. A big shock. I'd expect Dortmund, Munich and Leverkusen, maybe Leipzig to be challenging, but Frankfurt is a fresh surprise. The DFB Pokal was won by Bayern after they beat Hoffenheim 2-1 in the final. Dusseldorf win the relegation playoffs, so they'll be in the Bundesliga next season. Barcelona beat Real Madrid 2-1 in the final to win the Champions League. Liverpool beat Molde 3-2 to win the Europa League. And then Bologna beat Newcastle 2-1 to win the Conference League. And so there we are. The season is at an end. This has been an incredible save so far. Extremely long. There seems to be still a long way to go, but we're making progressions now. We're finally looking at European football, hopefully a bit of a bigger budget. Hopefully we can really grow the squad this season. So it's season 6, which is another transfer window, and my god, this was a massive one. There was so much movement. We've changed the formation, so we've had to adapt to that. So firstly, we have sold some big players. Firstly, Banse's gone out for 1 million. Müller has gone out for 1.2 million. Mahamdi has gone out for 1.6 million. Gatamaya has gone out for 1.6 million as well. Pierre Nyalo has gone out for 3.2 million. Jensen Abu has gone out for 3.3 million. Quapo has gone out for 4.2 million. And we have sold Sanabria for 44 million. And the most frustrating thing is, he has now gone to Atletico Madrid and is 88 rated. So then we got busy on the other side of things and got some big deals in. So Finn Stevens comes in on a free transfer. Santana at striker comes in as a free as well. And finally Ceballos comes in as a free transfer to offer us some rotations. We then bought Earthy for 4.9 million. Collins to come and plug our defence for 11 million. Dorgu from Manchester United for 21 million. And Sieb has returned. 27.5 million for the striker sees his return to FÜRTH, meaning we have now completed the objective of signing Sieb and Leveling back to FÜRTH in this rebuild. And so that leaves the team looking like this. A bit of a change, maybe a little less output from the wingers, but we're trying to create a team in which we can keep FÜRTH and bring in Sieb. So this was really the only way I could see how we could do it with the current squad we had. So we're going to try it out for the season, see what we can get done. I'm very excited to see if we can progress and do well in Europe. And so after that transfer window and the first quarter of the season, FÜRTH are sitting in 4th. We are doing really well. 18 points. We're up there with Dortmund, Leverkusen, beating Bayern Munich. We're quite a way off Leipzig. They're having a great start to the year with 28 points to start them off, but a really good kickoff for the season. Hopefully we can continue this on into the second half of the season, to the halfway point, because if we can make Champions League football, that will show us serious progression. Big shout out to Lamine Yamal, who wins the 2029 Ballon d'Or. He's won it back-to-back now, ending Vinicius Jr.'s current domination. Hopefully he can continue this on. And here we are at the halfway stage. We continue to grow into the season. We have some stiff competition though. Bayern Munich back in the race, Leverkusen around us, Borussia Dortmund and Leipzig ahead. We are in 4th. We're in a Champions League spot right now, but really it does not look like we'll be able to keep it with these teams around. We've got to do something special if we want to end up in Europe's top competition next year. But KU goes from strength to strength, now 2nd in the league as a top scorer, just behind Luis Openda. 12 so far in 16 games is unbelievable. Hopefully he can continue this on in the second half of the season. We also smashed it in Europe. Leverkusen and us going a 1-2 for the Germans. Doing incredible here. 21 points in 8 games is impressive. Really smashed it in the group stages. We do finally get knocked out of the DFB Pokal. We've done a lot better this season. The quarterfinals isn't bad, and going out to an opponent like Borussia Dortmund is nothing to be frowned against. So for now, we're seeing progression. We are starting to compete. I'm very happy with that. It's a sad time that we haven't been able to knock out Borussia Dortmund, but for now, I still see it as progress. But KU is doing it in the Europa League as well. 9 goals in 8 appearances. He is killing it right now. And so nothing happened in January, so this is the team. We are seeing some progression. It is so much stronger in so many areas. We're still trying to convert the wingers back to midfielders to make that balance work, but for now it's taking a little while. But I'm really happy with where we're at for now. We're going to keep grinding, we're going to keep growing and see what we can do. But very happy so far this season. And so we have Braga in our first game in the Europa League knockouts. Quarter-final game now, 2-1 in the first leg. Can we get a result? A 1-1 is enough. We move to the quarters. That is huge. Another step in Europe. We are here once again in the Champions League. It's another knockout stage. It's the quarterfinals and a very tough opponent in Atalanta. We are 1-1 right now. We're drawing, so whoever takes it here goes through to the semis. Can we get it done? Yes, we do. Collins and FÜRTH get the goals. We are now in the semi-finals of the Europa League. And now it's crunch time. The semi-finals versus Leipzig, our German rival. We are growing as a team. The team is looking beautiful right now, I have to say. But There is a big match ahead. Can we get a result? We smashed them 3-0 and find ourselves in the Europa League final. This has been an incredible journey this season. And so we get to the end of the season and it looks like this. And it's great. We were fourth. We're in the Champions League next year. A huge progression. But look how far away we were from the title. Everyone just didn't want it this season, and Munich took it in the end with 67 points. We finished just 4 points off them. That is so frustrating, because I know by next season we're going to need like 70, 80 points if we're going to start challenging for the titles. Now, he isn't the top scorer, but he's done well. He did hold his position of second, 22 goals this season in 33 matches. What an output for Noel Furth. He has been unreal for us. But Baddy done well, finishing 9th in the assist leaderboard, 7 for him. He does finish a few of Gyökeres, who absolutely dominated the league with the goals and the assists, but really happy that we've got a 10 that is now providing goals. And the Golden Glove is shared between Jan Oblak and Orlando Rodriguez. He does get his hands on that trophy in the end. 9 clean sheets for the Uruguayan this season. Absolutely massive to our Champions League push. But it's all down to this: Leverkusen versus Fürth for the Europa League title. Can we get our first trophy? Here's Vargas. Lavelling looks for Sieb, finds the ball through. Lavelling and Sieb combine. The two ex-Fürth players come back and put us in the lead in the Europa League final. Lovely play from Lavelling. Pulls on the inside, sends it to Sieb, and the touch and finish are gorgeous. Babadi, Vargas into Sieb, who pops it back. Lavelling, it's a goal! He returns the favour! Goal and an assist for both Sieb and Lavelling, and we take an early 2-goal lead against Leverkusen. Well played, it gets slopped back, he just takes one touch and snaps it, and the goalkeeper should do better, but it flies in. Challenge from Asta. Now let's break. Now let's go. Puerta trying to get there. Wins it through to Sieb, has some space, he rifles in for 3! Armindo Sieb scores his second of the game, he has an assist as well, and we are surely winning this Europa League final. Beautiful work, it's sent through, so much space given to the German, and he rifles it home. Brilliant strike. Oh, it's a ball, it's a save, it follows up with Nusa. 30 minutes to go, Leverkusen have started turning it on. This is going to be a tough one to ride out now. It's a nice piece of dribbling, but it's even better tackling from Collins. It falls to Gyökeres though, who gets a strike off. It's a big save from Rodriguez in the last minute. And now that should be it. Dietz plays it out to Asta, who finds Lavelling. That is a big trophy won. We are Europa League winners. Sieb and Lavelling, the main men to thank. Let's go. Big result here. What an unbelievable occasion. Europa League winners. So happy we've got our first trophy on the board, and it's a massive trophy at that. Next is the league, the Champions League, maybe the DFB Pokal. We have a lot to go for in this career mode save still. But up steps Dietz, the defender, the captain, to crown us as Europa League winners. Greuther Furth move forward in their progression, and that is massive for us. Big shout out to the team that have found their form this season. So many goals from Fürth. Sieb has done that as well with a few more assists, but Hoyer with 24 contributions. 24 contributions for Lavelling as well, but Baddy in the 17 range. This force and this strike force, this attack is outrageous. What a season. No wonder we won the Europa League. And so the final thing to do is to confirm those cup winners. So Leipzig beat Gladbach 3-2 to win the DFB Pokal. Hanover beat Augsburg in the relegation playoff, meaning they will be in the Bundesliga with us next season. Liverpool beat Barcelona 2-1 to win the Champions League. And Wolfsburg beat Real Sociedad 3-2 to bring more European glory back to Germany. And so that ends a very impressive season. Our first piece of silverware. We challenged in theory for the league, and we're in the Champions League next year. There's so much to be happy about. We're going to jump into next season now and see if we can bridge that gap between ourselves and Europe's elite. And so season 7 is here, and that seems crazy because it looks like we've still got a lot of work to do. This is a big one, but we've got rid of 3 players this year. Kwashi has gone out for £4 million. Finn Stevens has gone out after a year for £2.5 million. And then we've recouped just 500k for our rotational keeper, Korba. He's now 33, so I thought I'd just cash in whilst we could. We then brought in 3 new players. So then we've brought in Lopez to replace Korba, £3 million for the 74 rated goalkeeper. We've brought in the Belgian Corbijn at right back, 15.2 million it cost to bring him in from Benfica. And then we've brought a player in from one of our rivals. Simic has come in, Jan-Carlo Simic from Borussia Dortmund, 17.8 million for the signature, but a big addition nonetheless. And so here's the team for this season. The transfer window's done. Corbijn and Simic have come in, 2 new additions to the starting lineup. The bench looks a lot better. It's a really big season. We want Champions League again, push for the league title, and see how far we can get in the Champions League. These are the things we're going to keep an eye on for season 7. Now, in the middle of pre-season, we have a Super Cup game against Liverpool. Let's see if we can win just a nice extra trophy. We can't. Bar wins it in the 84th minute, so sadly we lose the UEFA Super Cup. And so this is the table after 9 games, a quarter of the season gone. 14 points and 8th is not where I want to be. I feel we should be so much higher. We have had a few tough games, so hopefully we can make it work in the next 9 and be a little bit higher up in the division. But for now, we'll work on this and see what we can do in the next few games. Leveling is our top scorer with 4 so far at 15th. That's probably one of the reasons that we're struggling. Sieb's on 4. FÜRTH needs to get his head in the game and sort this out. This is really nice to see. Julian Alvarez has won the 2030 Ballon d'Or. Definitely something different. I don't think I've seen that so far this year. So big up to Julian Alvarez. Right, and here we are just over halfway through the season and we have recovered slightly. We're back into 4th. We're back into Champions League spots. 34 points. We're beating Dortmund, Leverkusen, some big teams in the league. So I'm sure they're going to come back at some point as well and make it difficult for us. We are still, in a certain way, in contention for the league, only 8 points off, but it would have to be a bit of a miracle with only 16 games to go. But for now, much better, finally finding some form. The team as a whole are starting to pick up goals, so from 10th to 13th to 14th, we've got 9 goals, 8 goals and 7 goals for Sieb, FÜRTH and Leveling, respectively. Very good. We're finally starting to hit some form. Now it's about really taking that forward, continuing that with some major consistency. We need consistency in the second half of the year because we are on the edge of losing Champions League football, which would just prolong this even further. And here is a big shout out to our first 90 rated player. Noel FÜRTH has come from the lowest of lows. He was at 67 rated. He's been with us the entire journey. He is now a player with 99 finishing. Attacking position is 99. His shot power is unreal. He is just an absolute monster in the box. And he is the first 90 rated player in this career mode save. Hopefully he paves the way for a few more to come. So this is the team after the January window. There was no movement in or out. We're happy with the squad. There's still a little way to go this season. We really need to kick on. But this is looking unbelievably solid. Sieb and FÜRTH are an unbelievable partnership. Leveling and Bahoya on the wings are so impressive. Vargas holds that spot in midfield beautifully. And Dorgu has become unbelievable down that left side. Let's see what we can do in the second half of the year and see how we've done in the Champions League. And so, in the Champions League, we finished 12th, 13 points from the 8 games. Considering we're having a bit of a lull in this first half of the season, I am fine with that. We'll go into a playoff game now versus Shakhtar Donetsk, which in my opinion we should really win. So let's jump into that and see how we get on. Right, so here we are in the Champions League playoffs versus Shakhtar Donetsk. We win 2-0 in the first leg. Gonna play this out and see what happens. Another 3-1. It was kind of inevitable. An easy opponent to get into the round of 16. Now we'll face off with the biggest of Europe's clubs. Round of 16 now versus Inter Milan. 2-2 after the first leg. So we need to jump into this and see if we can make the quarterfinals. Come on, come on. Yes! Lavelling in extra time! He has been unbelievable for us, and he does it again! And frustratingly on this journey, we finally got the DFB Pokal in the semi-final. 2-1 loss to Stuttgart. They will take a trip to the final instead of us. And then here we are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League now. Fürth versus Chelsea. We are 3-2 down, so there has to be a comeback if we're going to get into the semi-finals. We're going to jump into this. We do make a comeback. Sieb and FÜRTH, the strike partnership, the dynamic duo, sends us into the semi-finals of the Champions League. Here we are then. We're in the Champions League semis. I never thought I'd be here at this point, but the team has really come along, to be fair. So looking at the squad, I do see us as a team that could both battle and win a Champions League. But it's 2-1 from the first leg. We just have to not capitulate, not crumble right now, and we will be in with a chance of a final. So let's jump into this. A 2-2 is enough. Simic and Bohoya, the heroes. We're through to a Champions League final with Greuther Furth. What is going on? Right, here we are at the last game of the season, and it has gone incredibly. We are first, but drawing on points with Frankfurt. As you can see down the left side, we have Köln, and then Frankfurt have Bayer Leverkusen. So we are in the driver's seat right now in terms of the odds, I'm sure. However, it is a big one. The one-off game, I know that we either just smash it or we kill it. Like, it's just one of those I know can literally tip left or right. So we're going to see what we can do. We're going to sim this game and jump in if we get the result to show you the trophy lift. Here we go then. Let's sim this one, hoping for a big result and the Bundesliga title. Finds him. Go on. Come on, Bohoya! Gets a vital goal, and that could seal the Bundesliga. Forward it comes. Yes. Well played. Well played. Finds it into FÜRTH. 2-0. Bundesliga surely wrapped up. Come on now. Come on. That's the one. Across it comes. Still live. Finds it. Babadi scores. That's it. We're Bundesliga champions. An absolute rout on the final day. Coming forward again. Sieb is away. Finds FÜRTH for 4. 4-0. Absolutely wraps it. Oh, a goal for Javelic just to get one back, but it won't matter in the end. Just deal with the corner and we can go and celebrate. Good header, it's off the bar, what a save. Sieb clears it, and that confirms us as champions. What a moment! For some reason, the fans are not ecstatic.
Yeah, you can see how strong they are.
Wait, what? How? How would it not go our way? 4-1. What the f? We literally finished top! By 3 points! What's happened? We did win the league! What is... Is that a glitch? Okay, we've won the league. I can't believe there's not a trophy lift to show, but Fürth have won the league. I assume they lost to Leverkusen. Yeah, they lost 2-0. We won 4-1. Yeah, we've definitely won the league. Okay, that's fine. I don't know what has happened there. That is an annoying glitch, but we've done it! Finally! Noel FÜRTH does incredibly once again to get 23 goals this season, a pivotal part of our success. Do we have any others? Sieb picked up 12, Lavelling picks up 11. Really impressive season for a lot of our attackers. A big shout out to FÜRTH and Lavelling for their big assist record. Impressive in this campaign. 9 for FÜRTH, just 1 off Laurent. And then the Golden Glove finally goes to Randall Rodriguez 11 clean sheets for the Uruguayan. What a season for our keeper. And then finally looking at the stats, just look at these guys. I mean, Sieb 22 and 11, that's 33 contributions, 43 contributions for FÜRTH. Lavelling picks up over 30 contributions, but Hoyer with 23, but Baddy with 17 again. These guys have been incredible. That front five have formed an absolute powerhouse in Europe. And here we are, the Champions League final is here. We can wrap this up now. Can we do this versus PSG and win the biggest trophy in Europe? Simic into Lavelling. Finds Sieb. Clips it nicely. But Baddy gets a strike early. It's 1-0 in 3 minutes. Great football. PSG crumbling early on. The save, of course, it falls to Kvara. This game is so ridiculous sometimes. Okay, 1-1. That lead lasted for like 1 second. Bring it under. Get it away from them, because they are a nightmare. Here's Babadi. Babadi away. Has to open up. He does open up and takes the lead again. Just running down this left side. He finds the space and curls it in. 2-1 in the Champions League final. He's left with the space. The defense doesn't get across. Carrillo and Camano just aren't there. And that is a finish and a half by Babadi. Finds Audrey Santos. Straight back in. I can't handle Kvara off the left. He's an absolute nightmare. He keeps doing all these annoying elasticos and reverse flip-flaps and all this whatever. Oh, this is incredibly difficult. Goes long. Donnarumma. The pressure was good. Vargas wins it. Here is Bahoya. Back to FÜRTH, who finds Babadi, who opens the body and rolls it for 3. Beautiful from the Dutchman from centre attacking mid. FÜRTH finds him, and I believe that's a hat-trick in the Champions League final. Clear it out, no messing. FÜRTH can win. Back to Babadi, who finds Sieb. Clips it out for Lavelling. Lavelling on this right-hand side. Pops it back for Sieb, who can hit one. He gets a goal. It's 4-2. That's a double goal cushion with 20 minutes to go. Lavelling and Sieb combine again, the dynamic duo. Are we winning this Champions League final? What a strike, Sieb. Back to FÜRTH. Back to Sieb. Tries to get away from Schultz, who pops it back for FÜRTH, who can surely wrap this up. He slots it home for 5. Unbelievable football. FÜRTH slots it home. And I think we're going to be winning the Champions League. Composure. Absolute composure. Ice in the veins. Breaking again. They're so open. They're trying to get forward and it's leaving so many spaces. But Baddy is in those spaces. Finds it across to Lavelling, who takes a touch and slots it home. It's done. It's over. Beautiful touch. Opens the body, slots it home. And this game is done. Finds it with an outrageous ball. Oh my God, it's 7. I didn't even see that ball. The PlayStation done that for me. Back again. They really aren't giving up here. Here's Adeyemi, who does finish for 4. This is an outrageous final. 7-4 to finish the series. And so it will be a corner to finish this off. Dorgu whips in. Collins wins the header. That will be it. We've won the Champions League final. That is it done. What an unbelievable series. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, it helps us on that journey to 500, and comment anything you want done in the future. But guys, this is it. This is us winning the Champions League. Vargas picks it up to crown Greuther Furth as the champions of Europe ending this video, here is a video in the middle of the screen that I know you'll love, so go check it out. But I'm going to leave this here. Until next time, guys, I will see you in the next one. Have a lovely rest of the day, and peace out.